Again, most welcome to all of you. Today again we are going towards from where we have left poetic devices part 2. Already we have discussed some section of poetic devices. Now in this particular class I would like to complete all the poetic devices which are left. Okay. So first of all I would like to I would like to start with stanza. 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 What do you mean by stanza? Stanza is all about poem. Okay. When we start studying poem, the first part we must know each stanza. When you read a poem, there would be some grouped of lines. Four lines of four line make a group, four line make a group, four line make a group. If I take the example of Bengal syllabus or three six lines make a stanza. Okay, any poem there would be division of 5 line poems, 6 line poems, or 3 line poems. Each group of lines is called a stanza. First stanza, second stanza, third stanza. Okay, first stanza means there would be some lines of poem. Okay, suppose that this particular stanza has 3 lines of poem. 3 lines of poem. This is also 3 lines of poem. This is also 3 lines of poem. 3 lines of poem means this particular stanza has 3 lines of poem. Means first stanza contains 3 lines, second stanza contains 3 lines, and third stanza contains 3 lines. Okay. If you have read any particular poems, you will surely understand what I mean. Means a stanza is grouped of grouped of lines of poem. That is called a stanza. And after that, imagery. 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 When we read the poem, some line of poem would make a image like impression on our mind. Okay, if I give the example of a particular poem or particular line, for example, the golden daffodils, daffodils, the golden daffodils stretches, stretches in a never ending line, never ending line. The golden daffodils stretches in a never ending line. When you read this particular line, you will must you will have some image like a structure imprinting on your mind. Okay, that is called imagery. When you read a particular poem, some line of poem would make a image like situation in your mind. You will be feeling a sense of image. Okay, if I give the example of a particular poem written by Sarojini Naidu, that poem is Bengal Sailors. If I give the examples of that particular poem, Bengal Sailors, rainbow tinted circles of light, luster tokens of radiant lives for happy doubters and happy vibes. Okay, rainbow tinted circles of light. Okay, this is second example. A rainbow, rainbow, rainbow tinted, 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 rainbow tinted circles of light, circles of light, rainbow tinted circles of light, rainbow tinted circles of light. Okay, this particular line also makes a sense of image on your mind, that is called imagery. This particular line is from the poem Bengal Sailors. Bengal is the color of Bengal is rainbow tinted circles of light, just like a rainbow. When you see the rainbow, and when this particular line is mentioned here, you will be surely going your mind towards that particular natural phenomenon that is called rainbow. Means when you read the lines, your mind would be striking towards rainbow. Your mind will be feeling a sense of rainbow while reading this particular point, this particular line, rainbow tinted circles of light. The color of bangles are just like rainbow tinted circles. When you see the rainbow over the sky, in the same way, Bengal sailors has bangles. Okay, so when you read the poem, and you start feeling a sense of image, when image start forming inside your brain, when you feel a sense of image, means a little bit what you will you say, a little bit a sense of image, just like a picture. When you already seen a movie and start remembering that movie, okay, all the incidents start imprinting in your mind. Okay, what that is, that is image. The same way, when you read a poem and you feel a sense of image, start imprinting in your mind, just like image, that is called imagery. Okay, this is all about imagination. And another one is anaphora. 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 This is also poetry. This is also part of poetry device. This is also very important. When there is a repetition of words at the start of consecutive consecutive lines of a poem. That is repetition of a word or phrase at the beginning. When you read a poem and you find that a particular word or phrase just at the beginning of the line of the poem. Okay, I will be giving an example here. Example is from the Bengal Sailors, and if you have the particular poem, is you will also find from the internet. You simply go on Google and just write Bengal Sailors poem. You will surely find there that poem line is and cradled, 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 and after that dash and another line of the poem start with the same word and serves and serves, SARVS, and serves again dot and again a start of the poem is and worships. See this and. Definition is not important. Important is example. When you understand the examples, in that case, you will surely understand the anaphora. Anaphora. When there is a when there is a repetition of words at the start of consecutive lines of the poem. At the start of the poem, same word, the poem starts with the same words. That poetic device is called anaphora. And if I read the poem, and cradle fair song on her faithful breast, and serves her household in fruitful pride, and worship the gods at her husband's side. You see here, and. A start of the poem with which word? And. That example of anaphora. And I think there is no need to explain more because I think I have made you understand this particular poetic device anaphora very sufficiently. Anaphora. And after that, the imagery completed. And after that, another important one is onomatopoeia. Okay, very good and very interesting pronunciation. Ono, mato, poia, poeia, right? Okay, this is also example of poetic device when you read the word of the poem and at the same time feel a sense of sound related to that particular word. Okay, when you read a particular word from the poem, at the same time you feel the very sense of that particular word. When you feel the very sound of the word, that is called onomatopoeia. Example: when you feel when you read a poem, you find the word budge. What? A splash. Splash. Bang. Bang. When you find these words in the poem, at the same time you will be feeling a sense of sound of that particular words. A splash. What is a splash? When you throw something in the water, there would be some sound. That is called a splash. Bang. When you strike the door, it will produce some sound. Bang. Bang, it will be a sense of sound. Okay. And when you find these words in the poem, you will surely feeling also the sound of the word. Okay, that is called onomatopoeia. Okay. When you read the word, you are at the same time. When as soon as you read the word, you also feel a sense of sound. At the same time, that is called onomatopoeia. That is also example of poetic device. Okay, these words budge, B-U-double-Z. When there is some honeybee comes near to you, what it start doing? Buzzing. Buzz means a little bit sense of sound. Banana, banana, a splash. Already explained you. When you throw a stone into the water of pond or river, you feel a sense of sound. That is a splash. And bang. Bang means when you strike something very hard, it produces a sound of bang. Bang, when you read this word, you also feel a sense of sound at the same time. That is called bang. That particular poetic device is called onomatopoeia. Okay. Next one is I think today I will complete all the section of poetic device. But I at the same time I confess that even if I stretch for hours, I will be surely leaving some poetic device which I do not teach you because nothing is perfect. And after that, I think alliteration, which is also important. Alliteration. Alliteration. Alleteration. Again, I'm reminding you this whole class, part one already I have uploaded on YouTube. And this is part two of poetry devices. They're very important for class 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not a single exam is without poetry devices. Starting with class 8 to class 12 and also in NET examination as well as BA. BA for those who have taken English as a main paper. And when you prepare for NET examination, in that case also you will be feeling a great sense of having good knowledge of poetic devices. Okay. So not a single exam, not a single uh, class or exam, you will not find there poetry devices. Okay, so all time favorite topic poetry devices. That is why I am trying to cover this alliterations. Alliteration. Okay, repetition. Okay, repetition of consonant sound. Consonant sound, important thing. Consonant sound at the start or one thing or more. Same, sorry. Repetition of same consonant sound. Here you should add same. Repetition of same consonant sound at the start of one thing more important is at the beginning or start of nearby words. Consonant sound at the beginning of at the start of repetition of same consonant sound at the start of nearby words. By giving example, you will understand very well. If I give the example, here is very good example. Peter, Piper. Very good example is here. Picked, picked a peck of pickled peppers. See this sound. Which sound is here? Consonant P, 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 P. Okay. Take this word, this word, this word, this word, this word. Just the start of the word starts with consonant sound P. That is repetition. Repetition of same consonant sound. That is very important. Same consonant sound. If there is P, there should be also P. There should be also P. There should be also P. If in the place of P there is some different consonant word or sound, in that case that is not example of alliteration. Okay, alliteration means repetition of same consonant sound, not word. Okay, sound. Okay, what is the difference between alliteration and repetition? More at the same time, I am again discussing different poetic device repetition. Repetition. In repetition, repeat of the word. Okay, repeat of the word. In repetition, there would be repeat of the word. That is called repetition. If you give this, for example, I have a dream. I have a dream. Again, I have a dream. I have a dream. What you are noticing here? Same thing is repetition. This is example of repetition. What is basic difference between alliteration and repetition? In alliteration, there would be repetition of same vowel sound, same consonant sound, but in repetition There will be repetition of words. There would be repetition of words, but in alliteration there would be repetition of same consonant sound. Here it matter all about consonant sound. They matter of word. That word might be starting with vowel sound. It doesn't matter. The matter is there should be repetition of word. What is the difference between word and sound? In sound, there would be a particular letter creates a sound, but in repetition, there would be some word. That word should be repeated. Okay, and I think as well as allegri. Second one is allegri. Allegor. Allegri. Allegri is also poetic device. In Allegri, if a piece of book or a book or any art or any word or any sentence has some different meaning, okay, it means this. If I give the example of Animal Farm, a very famous book written by George Orwell. If you know this writer, George Orwell. Okay, what is Animal Farm? Animal Farm is a book. The book is all about some animals. In this particular book, animals have played the different roles. The animals have played the roles of different characters. But when you read the book, whether you read the book very seriously or very superficially, doesn't matter. But you will find very easily the theme of the book is corruption or tyranny, dictatorship. The George Orwell has created masterpiece in the form of Animal Farm. This particular the name of the book is Animal Farm, and when you read the book, you will be surely finding that the book is all about tyranny, dictators, corruption, and animals have played the roles. Okay, that is allegory. In no direct reference, but indirect reference. Okay, they not if you read the book, they not clearly proclamation that it is corruption, this is dictatorship. That is not there. But the hidden meaning is dictatorship, corruption, tyranny. Okay, and after that, in Jamband, ENJAMBAMENT. Okay, in Jamband, ENJMBAMENT. Okay, when you read poem, and when you find that they at the end of the line of the poem, when there is no use of any punctuation mark. Okay, if there is no any use of punctuation mark, there is no any pause, no comma. The poem starts from here. In here, there is no comma or punctuation marks, and the poem starts from here. Starting from there, it goes there, and here there is no use of any punctuation mark, or any comma or full stop, and this particular line, this particular sentence, it comes here, starting from here, ends here, there is no punctuation mark, and start from here again. It means if I give the example of this particular enchantment, the very good example in you find in Bengal sailors, and I am giving example. See, this example is here. The example is here. Example is first line, Bengal sellers. If you read this Bengal seller are be who beer. Okay, the last word of the poem, a start of the poem, starting with Bengal, and the first line ending with beer, and here there is no punctuation mark, no comma, no full stop, no semicolon. Beer is here, there is no any comma full stop, and the poem in here, and this particular line, there is no completion of the poem here, and it starts from there again. This our shining, our shining means here they know any punctuation marks. When you find this types of situation, when you read the poem, and from this word, this particular line, if you read this particular line, and at the end of the one line or second line, third line, when you find there is no punctuation mark in that particular line, and the poem starts in second line without any use of punctuation mark in first line, that 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 particular poetry device is called enjambment. Okay, I think you will understand. And second one is irony symbolism. Symbolism. Okay. Symbolism means when you read the poem and you find that that poem has two meaning. One meaning is literal meaning. At the same time, you find that the poem has some symbol. When you read the poem of class 10, tree. Tree, I am not remembering very well what was the name of the poem. But as far as I know, that what the name of the poem was tree. In that particular poem, trees are growing, leaves are developing. That is a superficial meaning. But at the same time, when you understand very deeply about the poem, you will be feeling that the poem is all about women empowerment. How the women are struggling to find their individuality, to find their freedom. They are struggling to exert their individuality or their originality. Okay, the tree just symbol of women's. Okay, so when you read the poem, you find that there is two meaning. Some literal meaning, what is written in words of the poem. At the same time, you are feeling at the same time some different meaning. That is called symbolism. And if I give the simple example, means rose. Rose is flower, but what is symbol of rose? Love. Dove. That is the name of a bird. What is symbol of this particular bird? Peace. Okay. So these are examples of poetic devices. And after that, I think Sanadiki, Sanadiki, Metonymy. Again, this would be last one. After that, I think the whole poetic devices, as far as I am concerned, from my side, I think I have completed it. Okay. So metonymy again. I think I am repeating it. Metonymy. 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 An object or word. Okay. Signifies something related to it. Okay, when I say the bench proclaimed, pronounced capital punishment. Okay, the bench is what? Simple bench, no. The bench means the judges. Okay, the bench is signifying something related to it. Means the bench means judge. The crown has passed the order. Passed the order. What is crown? This is simple crown? No. This is symbol of the king. Okay. What? A object which gives something different meaning associated with that particular word. Okay, the bench is object, but this particular bench is not all about the bench we sit. Okay, this bench is all about judge, a group of judge. Okay, the crown is object, but here it is not a simple object. It only signifies or symbolize the king. Okay, I think, and after this, I should proceed further. No, as far as I know, I think poetry device is over. And next time, with some different topic, some different ideas, I would like to introduce before you. And I would not like to beg you, but I would just give you suggestion. If you think appropriate, you should subscribe my channel. It is up to you. Up to you to decide. Thank you very much.